I did it yesterday.
I'll end it, but let's
2 years
see.
now.
I
Love you, Mr. X guy.
I didn't pre-watch. I just watched like a minute of it, and cause I thought I remember who it was, but I don't.
In custody 5. It was created
Wait, they what? I did not watch this.
from losing custody of their children over a prank to having their entire channel deleted by YouTube. This is the tragic tale of YouTube's most controversial family channel, Daddy05. It was created on the 13th of August 2015 by parents Mike and Heather with the goal of pranking their 5 children for views, stating that they always thought their lives would make an awesome movie and that they as a family decided to make this YouTube channel just for fun. And in the beginning it was exactly that, it was fun. When looking at their earlier pranks such as this one in which Mike would try to scare his daughter with a hockey mask, we can see that most of the pranks were fairly harmless in the beginning. Whenever they weren't playing pranks, Mike was maybe doing a grocery store run, an exercise vlog, or possibly even firing up the barbecue, which wasn't all that provocative to say the least. However, as Daddy05 approached 100,000 subscribers fueled by their fun family dynamic, things began to change on their channel. Mike seemed to come to the realization that the more intense the reaction from the prank, the more views he would receive, resulting in him encouraging his kids to try and get whoever they were pranking as angry as possible.
And keep it going. Get her as mad as you could possibly get her. I'll end it. When it goes too far, I'll end it. But let's see how mad you can get her.
As a result of this being the goal, Mike would then realize that not every child in the family would give an equally strong reaction. For example, their daughter Emma would barely react to even the most brutal of pranks.
Why are you kissing boys at school?
I'm not kissing no one.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. They both said they saw you.
Leading Mike to conclude that she wasn't worth pranking in the first place.
Well, I'll tell you why we don't ever prank Emma. It's simply because Emma cannot be pranked. When we do prank her, she has like no reaction to it. There's zero reaction.
On the opposite end of the spectrum, there was Cody, who would basically have an emotional meltdown every single time he was pranked.
It's just a prank.
So you all made me go through all this just for a stupid prank?
Cody had been diagnosed with oppositional defiant disorder, characterized by symptoms such as often and easily loses temper, is frequently touchy and easily annoyed by others, is often angry and resentful, which was accentuated by the parents reinforcing to Cody's face that he was what you might call a problem child, after mentioning that teachers should get a raise just for having to put up with him.
These teachers need a damn raise.
They do. Especially dealing with this one.
I really feel teachers ought to be getting paid a lot more than they get paid.
Cody's short fuse therefore made him the main target whenever Mike wanted to get a reaction for the camera.
Me and Jake just did a prank on Cody, and now I feel really bad about it.
And since the most intense reactions generated the most views, Cody was often pushed well beyond crying, during which Mike would even refuse to turn off the camera after Cody had asked him to do so.
Go and take the camera with you.
No! I gotta vlog my life. You know that.
Spotting a trend in the way that the parents treated Cody and their other kids, Reddit began to get vocal about the Daddy05.
I know it's just a small thing, right, to add onto this, but I think it's kind of telling for like a lot of reasons. The fact that he says, I need to document, I need to vlog my life. It's like our life. I mean, this is like a family, you know? And it's been like since the beginning. It's kind of weird him saying like, it's how he sees it, you know, my life is kind of weird.
Reddit began to get vocal about the Daddy05 channel. These kids need to be taken away and have their time with their parents supervised, away from that house for good, and he needs to know that he was right. This is awful. I feel so bad for Cody. This is unwatchable and this guy should be in jail. Honestly, I could never in a million years imagine treating my kids like this. It didn't help that Mike took next to no responsibility for what you might call his unacceptable behavior. For example, as shown in the previous clip where he mentioned feeling bad for a prank he had played on Cody, he'd justify it by stating that everyone else had told him to do it.
Everybody talked me into doing it. Everybody said it would be hilarious.
The mother in the family, Heather, who was actually a stepmother, didn't seem to care for Cody much either. In addition to stating that teachers deserved a raise for having to put up with him, a Reddit comment would highlight that she said, I love you, but I don't like you to Cody, although the original episode has since been deleted, so while this is impossible to verify as true, it certainly sounds like something she would say, as in another video, Heather would state that she was glad Cody wasn't coming to Disneyland with the family, as he was simply going to make everyone miserable.
I don't want to take him because he's bad at shit and he's gonna make everyone miserable the whole time. Normal kids have bad behaviors. Cody has something else.
The reason Cody wasn't allowed to come to Disneyland was that after going to the toilet, he had, quote, put poop everywhere.
Cody's going to Nan's because Cody was bad and didn't earn going to Disney.
Jesus.
which sucks.
He put poop everywhere, several times.
Which will be investigated by another large YouTuber known as Philip DeFranco, who would come to discover the following information.
Philip DeFranco came out with a video today talking about Cody not going to Disneyland. Apparently the reason why he wasn't going is because he, put feces everywhere or something like that. He talked to mental health experts and they said, this could be a sign of trauma. What do you say to that? Why do you think Cody did this?
Daddy05 would go on to clarify this by stating that the toilet had simply overflowed.
There is no feces on the wall. What happened was the toilet overflowed. It happens with 5 kids in the house.
Right.
The toilet overflowed. So I said that instead of saying the real issue why he didn't go to Disneyland, which he was really embarrassed about and he doesn't want anyone to know.
Yet this response only created more questions. Why would you ban a kid from going to Disneyland for simply making the toilet overflow? Would it not be more embarrassing to say that he put poop on the wall in comparison to the reality being that the toilet had simply been clogged?
You say that you didn't want to share something because you didn't want to embarrass your son, but you put out a video where you claimed that your child, who potentially his friends watch these videos. You put out a video that he's putting poop around his house as if that's not embarrassing. And then you tell a story about how a toilet overflowed and that you can't talk about the real reason because it's embarrassing.
Philip DeFranco and Keemstar covering the story led to countless other YouTubers publicizing their opinion about Daddy05 being unacceptable. For example, a video...
The sound of what? What sound? What sound?
Titled How Daddy05 Ruined His Childhood would go viral on Reddit with close to 17,000 upvotes, alongside another Reddit thread with 3,000 upvotes, in which many comments mentioned that the case had been reported to Child Protective Services. However, this had actually been brought up in the interview with Keemstar, where Daddy05 mentioned that they had already been investigated by Child Protective Services, who requested that they change a few things within the videos, yet found nothing wrong with the way that the family was being run.
CPS, you said, is interviewing the family or investigating the family. Has that case been closed or is it still opened?
No, it's been closed, and that was a while back.
We have changed up everything that they said that we needed to change.
But they interviewed the kids privately, and the case was closed because there's nothing to find. There was nothing for them to see, and they realized that. And they did say that some of our videos were distasteful, which I can agree. Some of them are.
Although all of this would change after Daddy05 would upload their most brutal video to date. It was crueler and more emotionally charged than anything they had done in the past. It would completely destroy their reputation, and it went by the now infamous title, Invisible Ink Prank Epic Freakout. The video began with the mother explaining that she planned on pranking Cody by pouring invisible ink on the carpet.
I got a prank for Cody. I bought this here, invisible ink, and I'm gonna squirt it all over his carpet and start flipping out because he really didn't do it. So we're gonna see how this goes.
In the clip, her body language and tone of voice implies that it was going to be another fun, happy stunt, although when they do confront Cody about it, to say that they went overboard would certainly be an understatement.
What the hell is that?
What is this?
Cody!
Tell me! I didn't do that!
Tell me what you did.
I swear to God, I didn't do that!
Cody, all over your carpet.
I didn't do that! I don't have anything to color when you...
Why did you do that?
Pretty quickly, all of the kids are crying whilst the mother is outside the room having a bit of a giggle, and when they do eventually reveal that it was a prank, the kids don't seem all that excited.
We got you both. You were innocent bystander.
Yeah. You just got owned. It's just a prank, bruh.
The video would go on to receive a ton of backlash alongside a like ratio of less than 50%, leading Philip DeFranco to once again discuss the family, bringing widespread attention to the video.
And so there was a range of anger. Some people saying this is outright abuse of your children. Others saying this is not abuse, but these are asshole parents that are exploiting their children for money and hurting them emotionally. And then it also appears that they have a dedicated audience that are completely fine with this.
After a bunch of other YouTubers would go on to make their own videos discussing the prank, Daddy05 would respond with a video simply titled Blocking All the Haters, in which they would acknowledge the criticism.
I'm getting all kinds of hate right now on all my social medias and on one of my videos called The Invisible Ink Prank.
Following this, they'd go on to ask Cody and Alex if they had been traumatized by the prank.
The prank was done on Alex and Cody.
Was anybody traumatized?
No!
Are you guys okay?
Yeah.
Are you upset?
No.
It's just a prank.
Just a prank.
before the mother would go on to state that the real problem was the haters.
To all you haters, you are the ones that give our children drama. You are the one that cause us problems. You are the one that try to embarrass us.
However, this video only seemed to bring more attention to the original prank, leading more
No, who watches this shit? And who watches like family fucking YouTube thing? Who watches that shit? I think that's an absolute disaster. Fuck all that, man.
more attention to the original prank, leading more YouTubers to talk about it. After a couple of days had passed, Daddy05 would cave in by uploading an apology video.
Right now we are under severe attack by all kinds of media, by this Franco guy. He made a video about us, just steamrolling us. He never contacted me or anything, and everyone is jumping on this hate wagon. Everyone is jumping on this witch hunt.
In which they would try and convince the audience that all the pranks had been fake.
I don't care anymore. Videos are fake. They're fake. They're over exaggerated. Some videos are scripted. Some they're just played out. They're the kids' ideas. We act them out.
Although this raised many suspicions, as in their interview with Keemstar, they'd state that the videos were exaggerated but real.
Are these videos 100% real? I mean, is it 100% real, or are you guys putting on a show like McJuggernuggets or Kid Behind the Camera?
The videos were not fake, but some things are a little exaggerated.
This discrepancy led Daddy05 to be interviewed on Good Morning America, where the legitimacy of the videos was put into question on national television.
You're not suggesting that your kids and the crying and the sobbing and that emotion we see was not real, are you?
Not every single time. Some of it was acted.
Now that there were even more eyes on the family, Daddy05 would upload a more polished second apology in which they would state that they were now in family.
Well, even if it was one instance, it would be bad. Wait, see, this is why I think that these parents are like completely disconnected. They're so dumb and disconnected. Even if it was the one instance, it wouldn't be okay. Her saying that there's some, or it was kind of played out on some parts, it doesn't matter. Like what?
Upload a more polished second apology in which they would state that they were now in family counseling.
We are now in family counseling because we need it, not only to get through the, media stuff, but we need it to come back together and have everybody, even the kids, to understand what we did wrong. This has been the absolute worst week of our life.
Wait, the way she chooses to say that the problem from the media first, before talking about the real problem, she literally mentions the media pressure before mentioning the real problem. What an absolute witch, man.
And we realized that we have made some terrible parenting decisions.
Although the worst was certainly still yet to come. Only 10 days after having interviewed Daddy05 for their previous bit of controversy, Keemstar would upload a new video titled Daddy05 Might Be Arrested, in which he explained that the police were now attempting to investigate the parents.
More information has come out about the Daddy05 situation. Apparently, the police are investigating them. An article came out saying that the Baltimore County Police Department were investigating, but they were having a hard time finding the videos and understanding which counties that these crimes took place in.
Yet it wasn't only the police who were investigating Daddy05 after it was revealed that the courts were also looking into the family. The biological mother of both Cody and Emma used the media attention to claim emergency custody back over her two children, meaning that they were now out of Mike and Heather's family.
Emma and Cody are with me. I have emergency custody. They're doing good. They're getting back to their playful selves.
4 months later in September 2017, an article would be published by Good Housekeeping titled Update, YouTube Pranking Parents Sentenced for Child Neglect, in which it was written, YouTube channel Daddy05 have been sentenced to 5 years probation for 2 counts of child neglect each. Also, any social media postings of the kids is prohibited unless it is for legitimate family purposes. However, by this point, the drama was already in the past, and the family minus Cody and Emma were back to posting videos under the slightly altered name Family05. Yet this didn't sit well with YouTube, and in July 2018, their channel Family05 would be terminated permanently. In a state of panic, the family would launch their own website on which they'd post vlogs behind a $5 per month payment wall. Yet after only 6 months of posting on the website, they'd wipe every video from it, stating, in order to move on with the healing process from the 2017 events, we have agreed willingly to remove our videos even from this site. For the sake and well-being of our family, Mike and I feel it is best that we take a long break from the public spotlight. The family would return to YouTube.
The spotlight, bro, nobody cared about your shit anymore, bro. Little bro, nobody knew them like that anymore, man. They were absolutely Nobody's and broke. Chill out.
Under the Martin family in 2019, which is still active up until this day. Although when looking through the comments on these videos, it's safe to say that the damage done to their reputation will never be repaired.
Nah, that was a disaster.